it have been the more sensible thing to do you think, for Rishi Sunak to have included the DUP earlier? To have you sat down working out the detail as opposed to presenting you with it as a fait accompli?
Well, of course, it would have been much more sensible to have involved the leadership of the Democratic Unionist Party because the whole purpose of this is to have devolution up and running again in Northern Ireland and have a stable society here. And the fact that he didn't involve the DUP, he was just making the same mistakes as Teresa May unfortunately made back in 2017. So it really is very frustrating that people don't learn from mistakes when they are made, but in fact just repeat the same mistakes and expect to get a different answer, Beverly, which of course is the definition of insanity, as you probably know.
So what do you think the chances are of Stormont being reinstated at some point in the next couple of weeks, of a functioning government being back in Northern Ireland? What are the chances of that, Arlene?
Well, I think the DUP will take their time over this. They will want to look into the text to see what the ramifications of the agreement is for Northern Ireland, for the sovereignty issues, for the trading issues. Some of the issues that were dismissed as being unicorn solutions back in 2019 appear to be back on the table again, such as trusted trader, such as dealing with digital solutions to gather intelligence on the movement of goods. So I welcome that, because I think those issues should have been used right at the beginning of this whole process. But they'll be keenly wanting to see what the role of the European Court of Justice is in Northern Ireland for the future. Of course, the role of the court is only symptomatic as to which organisation makes the rules and the laws for Northern Ireland. Is it London and Belfast? Or is it Europe, where we have absolutely no say in those rules, or indeed have no way of changing them before they become operable in Northern Ireland? So that will be a key test as to whether the European Court of Justice has a role in Northern Ireland.
That idea of the principle, of the heart, of the emotion, of the history, I understand the concerns that you have about that. On the more practical level of the trades, the green line for goods going from the mainland of the UK over to Northern Ireland, and the red line with them going further through and down to the southern half of the island and over to Europe. Are you happy with that particular proposal?
Well, again, unfortunately, we don't know what the current level of detail is on that, because is it a completely green lane, or are there some oversight checks? It appears to me that the Deputy Prime Minister, Dominic Raab, was suggesting that it wasn't a completely green lane, that there would still be some checks involved in that lane and an oversight as to the trade flows. So I think the DUP will want to check what it actually means in terms of those goods coming from GB into Northern Ireland. Is the integrity of the single market of the United Kingdom intact, or is there still a role for the European Court in terms of goods coming from Great Britain into Northern Ireland? That's a key element as well.